Hi there, and welcome to week 5. The first thing I want to say is just I hope that you're noticing the cycle of the upheaval, and I won't call it revolution, but maybe you're starting to see why Figes is saying that this 100-year time period was a period of constant, or not quite 100 years, but this whole basically part of the 20th century was a period of revolution for Russia. And one of the things I would say, especially as we go into this war period, is I think for communism or the totalitarian states that ultimately resulted from this philosophy, it was necessary to be in a constant state of flux and crisis. And you see that with Lenin, you see that moving through the early Stalin years, and Stalin almost gets a boon from World War II because here's a true crisis again. And the reason that I say that is in periods of crisis, the government can do things that otherwise the people might not stand for. So we have war communism, we have the purges, we have all of these measures that are put in place because we need them, because there are enemies of the state, because Russia must rise above its adversaries. So as you look back through the chapters that you've read, you see that we're always moving from crisis to crisis. The state has never actually achieved a place where it can start to govern because it's always making its own crises again. And you can really see Stalin do that because every time a guy kind of gets to a place where, okay, I know my job, I'm going to start doing my job, he gets shot. And so as much, and I think it goes back to Figes' original thesis that this was a constant state of revolution, and in many ways Russia needed it to be such, or Stalin needed it to be such. We're going to move from crisis to crisis so that we can do these things. So as we look now, we're looking into the piece of history where maybe more people are more familiar with. So we're moving into this time where Russia is really going to start asserting itself on a global stage, and all of this, the philosophy of this and all of the realities of it are going to become more public. We don't know exactly what's going on in Siberia or in the Gulag or whatever, but we have a hint. Before, Russia was really off to the side as a minor player, this peasant-based agricultural country, which really wasn't a huge player on the world scale, but now it's coming into its own, and China is going to start emulating it. It's going to become a model for other states around the world, and especially through what happens during World War II. And then, of course, we emerge out, and we're in the Cold War. So hopefully this is all starting to kind of make sense. Again, don't get bogged down in the details. The details are there if you're interested. Look for the great patterns and what you're seeing as patterns emerge. And hopefully that will start to make sense. All right. We only have like 3 more weeks. This has been fast. But again, feel free to email or message if you have any issues. All right. And I will make sure, I am probably going to add 2 new final questions, and I'm not going to take John's away, but I'm going to add 2 more that are just maybe some of you are very interested in propaganda or art, so they just give you more options. You will still only have to do 2. Okay, and hopefully I might try and get those up actually this week. Okay. Otherwise, I hope you're having a wonderful summer and a great July. Bye-bye.